Welcome back to another video review. This week we are here to see The Judge with Robert Downey Jr., Robert Duvall, and wondering people behind us in the shot. So guys, after all the movies we've seen with all the gratuitous male nudity, Ray Liotta's butt, and so on, how does it feel to actually be seeing something where we're almost certainly not going to see that?
I was beginning to worry about you, Jeff. I thought maybe you were hiding something from us, but thank goodness you chose this one instead.
All right guys, we're getting ready to head in to see The Judge, a movie that's guaranteed to be hotter than a cup of ice water. So what are you thinking?
Well, I can say I'm not very excited about this movie. If I wanted to see a movie about somebody with daddy issues, I'd borrow one of Sean's movies.
Movies with daddy issues are no stranger at my household, especially after 10 o'clock at night when the lights are off. But I'm just glad to be able to enjoy this one with you. All right, guys, I'm more than ready to watch the Battle of the Bobs here, and I'd just like to say thank you in advance to Jeff and Jason for agreeing not to make fun of my love life this week.
Jeff made that promise, not me.
Apply today at NCW.
And we were just out seeing The Judge, the movie that finally gives us what we've wanted and waited for all these years.
Incest.
It gave us that too. But what it really gave us was a shot of Robert Duvall with the drizzling diarrhea poops that went all over the floor, and then Robert Downey Jr. bathed them as we watched and held back the vomit that was building in our mouths.
For the past 4 films now, I have been subjected to male nudity. It was Ray Liotta, Michael Parks, Ben Affleck, and now Robert Duvall. Enough's enough.
We didn't need that.
Kind of a weird part of this movie is we see both of the lawyers, Robert Downey Jr. and his co-counsel, puking repeatedly. But at the same time when Robert Duvall is puking, it cuts away and leaves him his dignity, only to have that dignity destroyed by the green apple splatters moments later. So I'm kind of curious about why that was.
It looked authentic. I actually thought he really did crap himself.
So, the incest in the movie is it's a little weird. This is a big drama, big father son. Let's get back to a good relationship and stuff. And we see Robert Downey Jr. making out with this fairly hot chick at a bar, a little young, only to come to find out that, oh my gosh, it might be his daughter. Thankfully, guys, it's not his daughter. It's his niece.
It's his niece.
It's his niece. His brother had cheated on his girlfriend.
Because that makes it totally okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why not?
More stomachal.
First off, I'm a huge fan of Robert Downey Jr. Enjoyed him in anything from Richard III with Ian McKellen to Iron Man. But I am a little concerned that he's starting to play the same role over and over again, like Johnny Depp with Jack Sparrow.
Liam Neeson chasing people down and beating the crap out of them.
There we go.
Tom Cruise in pretty much anything.
There we go. He seems to channel a lot of Tony Stark in the first part of this film. You know, he's very self-assured. He's a bit of a bully. He doesn't really care what other people think. He doesn't even see them as people a lot of times. He's on his own separate world, and he looks down on everyone.
In the opening scene, he pees on another lawyer. He physically pees on him.
Yes.
The toughest part of this movie for me wasn't actually seeing Robert Duvall's bare butt. It was the fact that I can't look at Robert Downey Jr. without thinking about Iron Man. And the whole movie I kept saying, why is Iron Man in the courtroom? Why is Iron Man washing that man's bare ass? Why is Iron Man making out with his daughter, who he later finds out is his niece?
For anyone coming to see this movie, it's not a movie about a murder trial. It's a movie about a hugely dysfunctional family. I mean, you have a brother who's mentally handicapped, a brother who's physically handicapped, a brother who is emotionally handicapped, a father who is emotionally stunted. I mean, it is nothing but a laundry list of Psychology 101.
So when it's all said and done, guys, would we tell other people to see this movie or not?
Yes, this was one of the best movies we've seen as a group, notwithstanding Ghostbusters. That's still number 1.
I agree.
This is a very good movie. There was a lot of emotion in the movie. But there were probably a few people in the theater with some tears in their eyes. Yeah, it's about a murder trial, but the biggest underlying theme is the relationship with Robert Duvall and his son, Robert Downey Jr. It's tough to watch sometimes. They did not grow up happy, although Robert Downey Jr. does flash back to some warm fishing scenes and stuff like that. But it's hard to watch being a father with a son, these types of troubles going on, because what does the future hold for any of us? So.
While I am a fan of any film that can take my family and make it seem less dysfunctional, on a more serious note, it is a very well done piece, and as Jason said, I enjoyed it so much more than any of the other films we've seen, barring Ghostbusters.
You know how I knew this was a good movie and one that I would recommend and one that I enjoyed quite a bit? It was the fact that I had to go to the bathroom. I was going to have my own Robert Duvall moment. But instead, I braved it out. I toughed it out. I sat there in the theater, and I'm okay with that. I enjoyed it. It could have been a whole lot worse. In fact, we've seen worse together.
Recently.
Every week.
Every week. So it is with the deepest of gratitude that we thank you for tuning in to this movie review, and we urge you to return next week for our Halloween episode,
Wow.
where things get spooky and a little weird. We'll see you next week.
There's a lot of hot chicks out today.
They're all pushing baby carriages.
And